Testing, 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 testing. Hey, hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a favorites video, which is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Before I do though, I just wanna say I only do 1 or 2 of these a year, so the stuff that I'm mentioning is kind of a big deal because I don't like consume a lot of new things all the time. I kind of stick to what I like and that's that. I have always been a coffee person myself. I've stopped drinking it in the past couple years and I've switched over to tea. Never thought that would ever happen, but I found some really good teas and I wanted to share them with you. The first one being from the Bigelow brand, the Constant Comment. It's amazing. It's just plain old black tea. I get the decaf version. You can get normal caffeinated as well. Here's what I do. So I brew it 5 minutes and then I put in a little bit of soy silk creamer, some cinnamon, and some agave. It is amazing. It reminds me of like a chai tea latte almost. It's just so comforting. It has like orangey flavors a little bit, clove, all these different spices. It's perfect for like the fall winter time. That's when I discovered it and I am a huge fan. The next tea I want to shout out is also from Bigelow. It is the Salted Caramel Black Tea. Oh my sweet Lord Jesus, it's phenomenal. It tastes like just sweet caramel nectar. Ugh. I do the same thing with the caramel tea. I just put a little bit of creamer in there, some agave, some cinnamon. Okay, one last tea that I want to mention. It's the peppermint tea from Celestial Seasonings. It's an herbal tea, so there's no caffeine in this one, and it is amazing. It's perfect before bedtime. It's great in the winter, Christmas months. I just love it. If you like peppermint, mint, anything, you will love it. I've also been really into making my own black beans from scratch. So I've stopped using canned beans and I switched over to buying big, huge bags of dried beans and I cook them in my Instant Pot. You don't have to soak them. If you have an Instant Pot, don't do it. Waste of time. It's amazing. They cook up in about 24-25 minutes and they are so much more delicious than canned black beans and pretty much any other beans that I've had out at restaurants. They're so good. If you want a recipe, I have posted it in my nacho recipe video, so check that out. You will never go back. And the best part about it is that you can make them in bulk and just freeze the leftovers in your freezer. And also if you put them in your fridge, you have a lot to go through that week. They only get better as the week goes on. Every day they get more flavorful. It's just praise. Now on to some makeup. I have been loving the Tartelette in Bloom eyeshadow palette. It is revolutionary. It has everything you ever need in a palette. It's great for eyes. It's great for highlight. It has a beautiful highlighting color. It's the shade Funny Girl. They have every basic eyeshadow shade that you would ever want. I even use these two for my eyebrows, Activist and Smoke Show. I mostly use the Activist one. It's like a dark brown. That's what I have on right now. And the Funny Girl highlighter I have on right now as well. It's just like it's an all-in-one palette. It's amazing. It's cruelty-free. I'm here for it. Also been loving the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint Foundation. It's full coverage, it's matte, it's beautiful. I am so sad to say that NARS is no longer cruelty-free though. That really breaks my heart because NARS was my OG favorite cruelty-free makeup brand. And now they started selling to China. I mean, it's awful. I guess they want more money, their greed got the better of them, and they want to break into the Chinese market, which is awful. If you don't know, if you sell through China, China requires you to test on animals. That's just how it is. That's the law there. So anything that is from China or any product that is made in China, tested in China, it has been tested on animals. So I really hope that NARS goes back eventually to cruelty-free. I don't know. I just really hope that they go back one day. It just makes me so sad. Really want to try out the Tarte foundation. I hear that one's really good. So if you have a recommendation for a really good vegan cruelty-free foundation, holla at me. I would love to know. Leave it in the comments. Over the past couple of weeks, I have been introduced to an amazing cruelty-free salon quality hair product, and they are called R&Co. They're not sponsoring this. R&Co, if you're watching, please call me. Not only is it beautiful to look at, it smells fantastic. I'm just gonna spray some because It's that great. So this particular product is for frizzy hair. Ever since I have been dyeing my hair and like lightening it at the bottom to get the color really bright, it's been extra dry and gross and like frizzy. So I will have like a halo of frizz on my hair, especially in the summertime, and I needed something to tame that. The stuff I was using before was just not cutting it. So I was introduced to this, and it is vegan, it's cruelty free. They sell it at salons, so you know it's good. If you want your hair to look like salon quality, you gotta get the good shit that you can buy at a salon. I just love it. It smells good, looks good, and it works. I have it in right now, and before I started using it, my hair was a hot mess. I'm always listening to podcasts. I have my favorite ones constantly on rotation, and the ones that I have been loving this week, number one, the Gold Digger podcast from Jenna Kutcher. That's Gold Digger, G-O-A-L, not Gold Digger like Kanye West Gold Digger. She is my internet number one bae. I am obsessed with her, and I actually want to be best friends with her in real life. She's open, honest, real, business savvy. She talks about how to grow your Instagram following, how to start an email list, how to grow your business from the ground up. She is a wedding photographer from Wisconsin, and she is super successful. She went from buying a $300 camera on Craigslist to launching a six-figure photography business in 5 years. So she knows what she's doing. She's creative, but she's more business savvy than anything, and that's what I love about her. So she's very logical and strategic with her methods of how she does things, and she's just a great, amazing person that I love to listen to, and she is not afraid to talk about the hard things that make you uncomfortable, and I live for that shit. A lot of what she talks about is about marketing and branding, how to brand yourself, how to brand your business, how to do it online, your website, Instagram feed, the whole shebang. I'm just gonna read off some of the titles of her podcast lately. Why you need a brand, not a business, how to make Facebook ads work for you, understanding who and what an ideal client is, how knowing your numbers will transform your business, and tons more. Like, they're just chock full of such good stuff. Okay, the TV shows that I have been loving lately. Number one, Handmaid's Tale. Not only is the acting superb, but the story draws you in. It makes you uncomfortable. It's not fun to watch at some points, but it also just makes you root for the main characters. So just a background of what it's about, in case you don't know. It's set in the not so distant future, which makes it even more scary. And it's when the government kind of merges with, or has been overthrown by this religious organization, religious movement called something of Gilead, and they are insane. They basically interpret the Bible literally, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And so they have overthrown the government. They've taken over the world, not the world, but over the US, and it's kind of set in like the northeast of the US, and that's like where I came from. So when I was watching it, it was extra freaky because I was like, oh my god, this is taking place literally where I live. So basically where the handmaids come in, a handmaid is a woman who has been taken from her family, has been taken from her spouse, has had her children taken away from her, and she has been assigned to a family, and she is required to have sex and bear children for the leaders of the Gilead, because apparently in this time of the world, a lot of people are barren and it's very hard to have children. So they're having kind of like a population crisis, like they're not having enough births happen and the population is declining. So the handmaids are basically forced into having children, and it is terrifying. So the show's premise is basically how these women can find freedom and reclaim some of who they are and not forget who they are, and they find these little moments where they remember who they were before this happened. And when those moments happen, it is amazing and beautiful, and it just has you like slow clapping from your seat. It's a great show. It's very uncomfortable to watch at some points, but it's also, I think, necessary for everyone to watch, and it's very eye-opening, beautifully done, and the acting is amazing. amazing. Another show that I had never watched before, Lost, I started watching. It's on Netflix. There's like 6 seasons, I think, and I haven't gotten all the way through yet, but I blasted through the first 5 seasons, I think. It was really, really good. After season 5, it kind of loses me. There's like too much happening and it's like too far-fetched. Like the whole show is far-fetched, but after that it just gets a little bit much for me, but I love it. The characters are great. If you love a show with good character development, you'll like this one. Make sure you watch it like when you're not traveling soon after, because I was in the middle of watching Lost and then I had to take a plane across the country and it was awful. So just watch it during like a period of time where you're not going to be traveling that much. The last show that I want to talk about is Leah Remini's Scientology show. What is it called? The actual name. Leah Remini, Scientology in the Aftermath. If you like anything culty or anything cult related, you like learning about cults and why people join them, why people escape from them, the leaders of the cults, what goes on in there, the damage that cults have done to people's lives and families. It talks all about that and their real accounts of all of this stuff. But this show has really done so much to uncover all of the shit that people have gone through in the name of Scientology, all the stuff they had to do. Oh, it's crazy. Eye-opening, amazing. I highly recommend it. So good. Okay, so next thing I want to mention are ideas and concepts I've kind of been trying out and things that I want to work towards in the future. So the first one being creating my own tradition. So I grew up an only child. I didn't have a ton of family, and now that I'm married and we're gonna start having kids in the next couple of years, I want to be able to start our own traditions and have them be just a part of our lives. Like it's so nice to have those special things that you do every season, every holiday season, every certain time of the year for birthdays or celebrations. And yeah, I just really have been thinking about that more and figuring out what traditions I want to start. Another idea slash concept I really want to start getting into, hopefully in the next like year or two, is doing Sunday dinners. And these dinners would consist of a different theme every week or every other week, and they would be a different cuisine. So one night would be like Mediterranean, maybe another night would be Italian, and ideally it would be all vegan, plant-based foods, but who knows? Hopefully people are down for that. And it would kind of be like a potluck. I would commit to making most of the food or like the main course, and then other people could bring like side dishes or random things or drinks, anything like that. And basically the point of the night would be to get to know your friends or new people on a different level. So it's encouraged to bring new people. So you would bring someone new in, and the topic or the theme for the night could be social media, and no one is allowed to have small talk. We're only talking about the real heart of things. So the topic of conversation is social media, and we would all talk as a group or split up into groups and talk about what social media means to us and how it's affected our lives, where we see it going in the future, and so on and so forth. So basically it's a night of deep conversation, amazing food, and reconnecting slash rekindling and meeting all these new people and getting to know them and really who they are, and not bothering with stupid small talk that honestly is pointless. The exercise that I have been really into lately is jump roping. Oh my god. You think that jump roping is not that hard or difficult or really doesn't give you a good workout? Let me tell you, it literally works your entire body. Not only do you have to be coordinated, you have to hold in your core, obviously your legs are working, it works your butt, it works your arms. It's just a full body workout that tones everything. And one of my favorite things about it is that it's time effective. You can jump rope for 10 to 20 minutes and it'll burn like 150, 250 calories in that one 10 to 20 minute session. That's amazing. So it's high intensity, it gets your heart rate up, it's quick, it's dirty. I'm loving it. I also just got a bike, so I'm super excited about it. I am in love with it. It's beautiful, and I'm going to start bike riding a lot more. I just need to take some time to figure out the city a little bit and figure out where I'm going, because I don't know where anything is right now. I'm new, so I need to take a few weeks to kind of gather my bearings, and then I'll be off and ready to go, biking like a maniac the next Freely. And just to mention a few things that I have been trying this year for my own personal growth, I have been trying to be more vulnerable with people and less closed off. I tend to be very guarded and not trust people very easily, so I am trying really hard, especially living in a new city where I don't know that many people. I really want to be open to new people, new experiences, and not just shut myself in and isolate myself from the world and others. Also been trying to be a little bit less high-strung and more relaxed, more present in the now, and not freaking out about what I have to do, the future, not stressing about what has happened in the past and beating myself up over it. I just really want to focus on spending time with the people that are right in front of me, not paying attention to my phone 24/7, and just really being in the moment. And the last thing I want to talk about, something that I've been trying, this app called Shaper, and it is to meet new people. It's to make new connections in a city. You can find collaborators there, you can find employees, you can find someone to take photos for you, to do web design, to design a logo. There's a whole bunch of different people who are on there who are looking for different things. You could just be looking for friendships. You could just be looking for potential job opportunities. It's all up to you, but I've been meeting people on it over the past few weeks, and it's been really, really great, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for the future that I'm really excited about. So if you're in a new city, if you kind of have a hard time meeting new people, I definitely recommend trying this app. It's kind of like Tinder, but for friends. So that is everything that I've been into this past year. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all the stuff that I mentioned. Does any of this stuff sound appealing to you, or are any of these things your favorites? And don't forget to leave me your foundation recommendations down below. Cruelty-free vegan. Take care of yourself this week, eat good food, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.